everybody. This is Melissa, your free range psychic. Today is the day after Martin Luther King Day, and I want to wish people belated MLK Day. It is the 21st of January. Oh no, 20th of January. I'm sorry. And yeah, we're still here on the planet. If you're watching me, I don't know if anybody's watching me from the heavens, but hope everybody's well. So another insanely crazy week. Hey Debbie, hi Sylvia. Hey Kay Nelson, hey Caroline, hey Jasmine, hi. Hey Izzy in the house. So I do have stuff that the guides told me to tell you, and I can read on your questions. Hey Brenda. It is ridiculously cold here. Let me see. What is the forecast here? Something like 25 degrees, but it was like 11 this morning or 4. So it's going to get worse here in southeastern Michigan. Oh no, it's 14. It's 14 degrees. Sorry, my phone was lying to me. Your phone. Today's 15 degrees. Tomorrow it's going to get warm up to 30, but then it's going to go down to 22. And by Friday, it's going to be like 7 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, and then it's going to go all the way up to 9 degrees on Saturday, Sunday 16, Monday 19. It's Arctic here. And then the nighttime temperatures are like 5 to -2. Pretty cold. Yeah, happy cold Tuesday, Daniel. Well, yeah, Jasmine, that's the point of this show. I will be asking the guides, and you ask me whatever questions you want. Any babies saying, here, let me put your comment here. My God, it's been over an hour that Trump is talking at the press briefing. What is he saying? Because I haven't really seen or heard him today. Hey, Sean. Hey, Isharis. I can't read your love life for you. Publicly. If you want a reading with me, if anybody wants a reading with me, then I will read on personal information. But I keep that private to the person I'm reading it for. So email me at Sacred Fire Psychic Readings at gmail.com, or you can text me at 734-773-9758, and we can set up a reading. But otherwise, I just value people's privacy too much. You don't want everybody knowing your business. Hi, Marianne. She's saying, hello, Melissa, and everyone checking in from Connecticut. Cold here, too. I thought that we were going to have it got cold, really, and snowy, and then it kind of got warm, and thought, oh, we're going to have an early spring. That was a couple of weeks ago, but I don't think so. Yes, Daniel, that's a good question. I'll put that up in a second. Jen is saying, greetings from cold Iowa. At my cabin in Minnesota, they're expecting minus 28 degrees this week. I love your live shows. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Whew, that's very, very cold. Yes, the question on everybody's mind, are we going to invade Greenland? I'll ask the guides, and I'm just checking out the energy. If I'm wrong, I really apologize. Let's see. No. They say in the end we are not going to invade Greenland. There's too much. The military really is resisting it, and the members of the Republican Party who actually still want a relationship with NATO and have been completely bought by Russia. Because this is Russia. This is a Russia thing. Russia wants us to invade Greenland. It takes money away from and attention away from Ukraine, and it also it also weakens NATO, which they really have been trying to do for a long time. And but I hear no. What do you guys think? What are your guides saying to you, or what are your intuitions saying to you? Um, the people who want to invade Greenland are people like Peter Thiel and Miller, of course, um, and people like yeah, the tech bros want to, because it's resources there, and I guess somebody could probably remembers this better than me, but I remember watching Hal Sparks, his show, watching his show. He's talking about is it Elon Musk's grandfather who during World War II, so in response to the Germans wanting to take over that part of the, take over Europe and Asia, there was a corresponding dream for like the American fascists to take over the whole landmass, like the Americas, and then reaching out to Greenland and Cuba. So it's something actually that's been in like the neo-Nazi fascist mind for quite a while, and this is like a fulfillment of that. That's why they want it. They want to have dominance over the this part of the hemisphere. It's all about sharing up the world between the superpowers, and it's terrible. But no, yeah, any baby, he does. He wants to give Putin Greenland. Whatever you want, Pootie. Um, but yeah, you have to understand the technocrats are also, there's a living connection there. There's an interaction there. There's something that is back and forth between Putin and and TL and Leon and all of those people. That this is a connection, and that has to do with the resources and also, yeah, a sharing of power here. I hear, I could be wrong. I'm just what I'm hearing. Yeah, and Carol's saying it's all connected. So, so are you asking or just saying that this has happened? DOJ suspends the governor of Minnesota and the mayor of Minneapolis. This is not going to fly. They can't really do that. They can threaten to do that, but they really don't have the power to do that. So expect it to, be shut down by the courts. It's just they're really kind of like the DOJ are really flexing their muscles, and they're making as many incursions into state rights as they can. I'm trying to flex my muscles and kind of show viscerally what's going on here, but they don't really have, they can assert things, but they really don't have the power. Oh, subpoenaed. Sorry, I thought Daniel said suspended. Um, no, I see. This is a real um, a test. State rights over federal rights. I just don't see the DOJ being successful. So, but I could be wrong. It's called in NYC. Yeah, it must be this whole front end into Canada, right? So CJ is asking a good question. Is SCOTUS delaying the tariff decision to benefit the felon? Well, this is an interesting question, because before I ask my guides, I mean, it is true, and I do have a light here. Somebody said I should really, kind of have a light, but it just seems to be this kitchen in this corner of the shadows. Maybe it's this, I don't know, but it does go dark. It changes. So I'm sorry about that. But I'm here. I'm not a ghost, even though it's dark. I'm trying to get a proper light, but the problem with having a really strong light is that I have to steer into it. And, that could be annoying. I'm not great at this kind of technology, even though I've been doing it for about 5 years, you think. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the question. about the Supreme Court, because I know sometimes I get very tangential. Oh yeah, I know what I wanted to say was there is a I want to say that there's contention uh, regarding tariffs, and this contention comes from the uh, the Federalist Society and the Heritage Society, Leo Black, the Koch brothers, people who are not big fans of the tariff. So they have actually funded small companies or cases against the tariffs, and now this has gone up to that level. But because those guys aren't fully on board, it's not a slam dunk for the orange one, the tariffs, because there's a lot of opposition, powerful opposition. See if I can get any more light. But it's okay, you guys know I'm here. So I'll ask now, but I just was trying to tell you that then it's not 100% like the Supreme Court. Their first loyalty is to, I believe, the Heritage Society, and not the Orange one. The Heritage Society are the ones who chose them and got them, Trump to approve them. So, but there's so much behind the scenes too. So let's see. It's mixed, the guides say. They don't want to rock the boat. There are a lot of consequences if they go against this administration, but there's also their loyalty that really is with the Heritage Society. So, and if they do this, then whatever the consequences are, they're just kind of waiting. But because I think ultimately they're going to go against the tariffs. So they're just trying to put some time there in between. I'm making these predictions. I can, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I don't mind. I just try to be accurate. But if I'm not, I'm not always 100, as you know, 100% accurate. I just do my best. And what I see is they may actually go against the tariffs in the end. Oh, I agree with you. Good commentary, Buffy. This administration is so hypocritical, blind, tone deaf, dumb, and childish. I've never seen an administration so petty, childish, incompetent, and undeserving of their jobs. Thank you, Putin. Who put them in? Who made those choices? All roads lead back to Putin. I'm telling you. It's perverse, but that's why we have the government we have. Sacramento's cloudy and cold. It can't be cats and dogs. It can't be as cold as our part of the world. I hope it's not. Nobody should have to have like 2-degree temps. Jasmine saying you are right about them sharing this spoils amongst themselves. Power hungry oligarchs. Absolutely. And we have. This is a good question. I think I might answer my own question here. Oh, Jasmine, thank you. I like to get that feedback. Melissa, you are 99% accurate, and that's pretty good if you ask me. Thank you. Doing my best to hear my guides, because I can be wrong, but my guides never. None of our guides are ever wrong. So, what was the question I was going to ask? I got. Ask the guides. What is the question I wanted? I know what it is. Is Trump acting at being a petulant child, or is it truly his dementia slash Alzheimer's, allegedly? Yeah, and this is the point where I have to disclaim that I'm just a psychic asking my guides. Entertainment purposes only, not the news, not facts. Um, let's see if I've missed anything here before I go on. So, do you like that question, guys? Like, what's really going on? Are we being played? Or is he really, and I remember this time, is he really a crazy king, like a mad King Kong climbing up the Empire State, the Trump Tower building? Oh, no, guys are saying, no, Melissa, he's crazy. He's like definitely in like pretty bad dementia. And so the thing is that behind that, people do take advantage of that because some people do want, to invade Greenland, obviously, or to, make us terrified and to, destroy states' rights. But he is not in control, and he is. It's really bad right now. Has anybody been watching like that doctor? I don't remember his name. He's actually a doctor of physical rehabilitation, and he goes on the Midas Touch Brothers, and he goes on Hal Sparks, and I just saw him on Keith Edwards talking about his experience with his patients and how he that's his population that he services is uh, people with Alzheimer's or slash dementia, and then their families, and trying to help them, prepare them. And he says that the orange one has like 2 to 6 months before he's not going to be functional, and he's not going to be able to function anymore in his experience. So that's what he's saying. So there's just a lot of like parasites and people who are like behind him taking advantage of his infirmity, his inability to function properly, that he's so cognitively impaired. And then people like Susie Wiles, and there's people who are cleaning up after him and handling him in that way. They're like nurses or caretakers, really. That's kind of how they feel. Oh yeah, and that is typical. Malignant narcissism gets worse with dementia. People think that it will get better, and that they become nice and kind and gentle because of their old age. But no, that's not what happens with malignant narcissists, which I believe and lots of people believe he is. It actually just gets worse. And anybody who's been around malignant narcissist who is becoming geriatric and having these kind of problems knows this, because this is a nightmare. Oh, Daniel, maybe you're right. Maybe it's 2 to 4 months. I thought I heard 2 to 6, but I don't. I just was listening today. It could be 2 to 4 months. You could be right here. Linda Bishop says yes. Doctor says 45 in March. April really downhill fast. So that's a short amount of time, huh? Oh, Sandy, don't worry about it. Hello to you. We all say hello back. Buffy's saying lame dunk dementia disorder. You guys should have seen his speech last hour. Petty, incompetent, narcissistic puppet, etc. Yeah, and as they get close to death's door, so to speak, and they hate the idea of mortality and death because they really are like feel that they're gods and they should be immortal, and they want to defy death. They think they can because they're grandiose, right? So they're going to do that. They're going to try to do that, and because ultimately death means the loss of control, and control is everything to a malignant narcissist. To the end, even if it means destroying the White House. Linda says his kids only want, dollars. They don't want him. They're nowhere around. And that's the other thing. He's created little narcissists in his image, and narcissists hate sick people. They hate being around sick people. It's a weakness. Like T. Rump is famous for making fun of sick people and abandoning sick people. And that's what their children do too, because it's like imperfection. They're ashamed of it. Carvel says he smells at farts at meetings. Oh yeah, well people have been talking about that recently, Debbie. And apparently, when he was in Detroit at the Ford meeting, where one of my heroes, that Ford worker called him a pedo protector. At that, apparently, other workers there said he smelled terrible, like it was just a disgusting combination of different smells. But everybody was talking about it there, apparently. Linda, definitely, but I'm wondering if they're embarrassed or if others are keeping them away so they can control him. That's an interesting question. That's a dynamic I haven't looked into, for sure. The guides say the children, they're like, get out of Dodge, because when they're there, their father is merciless to them. And it's horrible. That's why they're not there. But I'm sure, people like Miller take advantage of that. Miller would be the kind of narcissist who would, somehow at the end, the last minute, kind of write himself into the will and kick out the kids. Don't you think? Oh, hey, Forrest. I saw a really good video of John Gardner explaining what is going on in Crump's cognitive decline. Yeah, we've been talking about him, that doctor of physical rehabilitation. Is that who that is? And he's at TikTok. It may be somebody else talking about it too, but there's some guy going around and being kind of the mouthpiece for that. He's been very, very interesting. Oh no, if you want, so it's the cat that I have in my thumbnail. If anybody, if those pictures look like your cat or you like them, please download them. That's why I stopped putting writing on them, like the times in my shows and stuff, because you can have them if you want them. You can use them. Just do that, please, because it's like my gift to you. I generate them, but you can have them. Buffy's saying, I'm worried for all the daycare's children, all the people who are on the SNAP funding cut. Oh, what did my guides see on that? There's a real fight that's going to come. Oh, the government shutdown, right? End of this month. It may be that we do get a continuation of the ACA funding, because they've got Hakeem Jeffries managed to get that move to be put to a vote. So SNAP funding it's going to be fought over. I think we're going to get all that stuff back, but there's going to be a big fight, a lot of drama over it, and then more and more GOP politicians are either leaving or illness or something like that, and we may get the Congress pretty soon. And I don't think that the Senate is far behind. I think a surprise is in store, my guides say. So things that seem impossible right now are going to actually be very possible soon. At the same time, T-Rum's mental decline gets worse, and it gets harder to cover up. And it seems right now that like the administration is exerting this strength, and like the Romans, right? And they're powerful, and but they're getting weaker. I guess the more powerful, or the weaker they get, the more powerful they want to seem. And what my guides told me before the video started is that, or my live started, is that right now it's pretty scary, obviously with what's going with ICE and Minnesota, etc. But we need to be careful because they're like kicking up a lot of debris, and the debris, like, it's getting in our eyes, and it's kind of smoky, and it's chaotic. But they want us to protect ourselves from the debris of what we're seeing, because it's a lot of it's smoke and mirrors. So not to get harmed by it, not to get caught up in it, but just imagine it as debris, and imagine that you're deflecting it, and then you're protecting yourself, including your aura, because it is happening on a spiritual level too. But that's what they showed me. It was interesting. We're just seeing a lot of fallout right now, but that's on purpose, because they want to scare us. Let's see what I'm missing here. Oh, Gardner is the psychiatrist that started the duty to warn. Oh, okay, that's somebody else. The guy, the doctor of physical rehab, said what brought his attention to the high probability that the orange one has this progressive deterioration, where he actually describes it like the brain is shrinking away from the skull. And it was his ankles. And there were some other symptom, like the physical symptoms that we've been saying, and his hands. That there were signs that were pretty unmistakable, that physical signs of what's happening to him, and he just sees it all the time because that's who he deals with as professionally. Oh, that's a good quote. Who's asking that about ICE being refunded, or not refunded, but funded on the budget, or will there be concessions? Here it is. There may be funding taken away from ICE. Is that right? This is my pendulum. I'm just asking. ICE may be. There may be subpoenas. There may be like they may have to testify. Noam, and not just Noam, but other people who've participated in this egregious attack on American citizens, and it's so horrible, as we know what's happened. But the people, it's going to, although the individuals themselves, I think there will be justice. And there will be civil lawsuits. You can bet on that. Like with Renee, and I think it's Keith Porter, the other American citizen that was unalived, apparently by ICE. Like the day before poor Renee was shot in the face. And by Ross, apparently. But the guides are showing me justice, punishment, and like these families will get money, settlements, millions of dollars in settlements and apologies. And ICE itself, what is the future of ICE? I should be asking that. Oh, really? I am not. I'm not surprised. It came out that the leader of the Proud Boys is an ICE. Yeah, I'm not surprised. I think we talked about that last week. That's what the guy showed me. a lot of January 6ers are nice. Um, so let's see. The guides say ice will eventually will stand down, will be made to stand down, and there isn't going to be ice as we know it in the future. It's going to be restructured, and funding will the funding will change. I mean, I guess the country still needs to deal with immigration. Although personally, I would love a world without borders, but I've always been a dreamer, though I'm not the only one. Thank you, John Lennon. Um, I think we need to one day exist on a planet. I don't know how when that's going to be, where we share it. We don't. All this is in the past, but that may take a long time. But that I'm an Aquarian. What can I say? I'm a dreamer. Um, let's see. Let's see. I'm going to look at the new comments here. Oh, I love that. I love that, Jasmine. Meditate on the wholeness. I'm the light of the universe. I am powerful. I am glorious. I am a living being. Those are beautiful affirmations. Thank you for sharing that. Yeah, Buffy, I agree. What a light spirit is Renee Nicole Good. I think she can't. I hate that she was unalived, but I think when I asked my guides about that, they said it was her service, it was her time. She's going to be a huge force for change. Yeah, that's what they told me. I'm going to put this up. Thank you. Yeah, please hit the like button. Support my channel. Please, please, please. I appreciate it so very much. Yeah, CJ. Human race. Yeah, I love that, Leslie. There are no illegal humans. And so much territory has been like stolen from other people and then stolen, and then other people are trying to steal it. And it's just enough of the patriarchy. Enough of the patriarchy, please. Let's have a sane existence on this beautiful Mother Earth. That's what we need to envision for the future. Um, so let's see if there's anything else about ICE, because that's going to be ongoing for a while. Oh, there's going to be a lot of scandal about ICE. Um, Things that they've gotten up to, maybe allegedly, this is what I'm hearing, like on Grindr, and women who make their living, um, giving a service that the people pay for, and if you know what I mean. And not just that, though, they say, like, just plain drunkenness, like just incompetence, just ridiculousness, because I think when I asked my guides last time, they did mention this, right? That the training was so very poor. And then it turned out this week that it came out that they're like only trained for like 45 days or something. Um, and they're just desperate to recruit people to increase the numbers of ICE, but the people they're choosing, it's just chaos. And they're not suitable to be part of ICE at all. And I think there are people. I know we don't want to feel sorry for ICE, but there are they show me, like, there are ICE members that are traumatized, who didn't understand what they were signing up for. Were tempted by the money, but it's horrible. And they are going against their inner nature. So there are. I've asked this before to my guides. I've been very curious. Like, there will be whistleblowers. There will be people who will go from ICE to standing with the people. There's going to be that. That's going to happen. And it's just so horrible and perverse. We know that. Oh no, JC, I know that. I'm just telling you what my guides are telling me. Okay, I'm not justifying anything or explaining anything about what I think. I'm just telling you what the guides are showing me. So they told me this last week, and it is turning out. I know John Ross had been there since 2016. That's a whole nother matter. But what they're showing me is like they're pulling in. They're desperate to recruit. So they are the guy, and I could be wrong, but this is just what I'm seeing. Is the guys are showing me that because they're so quick to pull people in. To bulk up their numbers and this is true though. This has come out recently that the training is very, very short for the new recruits, and this is leading to chaos. And so both can be true at the same time. Well, there's nothing to disagree with, JC. I'll put because both can be true at the same time, right? There can be like sociopaths and psychopaths who've been in ICE for a long time and are doing things like this. And there can also be these new recruits that are poorly trained. It's not, it's not binary, one or the other. Both can be true at the same time. And I believe that is true. One doesn't obviate or kind of cancel out the other at all. So I have a problem. Deba is saying I have a problem with live shows because they take you straight into the chat. I guess just repeat to go thumbs up, maybe a banner and a pause for everyone to go and click the thumbs up. Oh, okay. Or you can wait to the end of the show, and when it's on replay, you can like it then too. Yeah, I agree. They're trying to make her look like a bad person. Oh, you're talking about that whole smear campaign about Renee. Oh, of course, gaslight away. They love to do that. They love to lie and gaslight. Jasmine saying, Melissa, the latest news is that the real Epstein felon scandal is not the abused girls, it's the boys who were abused by both. Evidence will surface soon. Well, my guys have been telling me that for quite a while because I've asked them because I think a year ago or something, or 2 longer ago. I don't know. I shouldn't quantify it, but I remember wondering if there were boys because you have in that Epstein circle, you have not just the people who are men / some women who are attracted to the children, but also you had people there who seemed to have other interests or interest in boys. So I believe that actually, and I know that whole Sasha Riley thing has come out. But I believe that is probably most likely, just intuitively and logically true. It would be less logical if boys weren't involved. That's what I think anyway. And maybe that's what they're trying to quiet down. And there's other things. There's God knows what could be going on or what went on and what's still going on with all of that. Because I don't think T-Rump would be so riled up to distract us if that wasn't the case. But it will. I think this is a good question. Will it all come out? Oh yeah, the guides say yes. All of it's coming out. And the more they try to stop it, the more that will come out. It will totally backfire, and it has totally backfired. This push to stop this information. And yes, our worst fears are most likely true, and the fears that we didn't have are probably true too. It was horrible and gone on for such a long time. It's beyond the imagination, is what my guides say. the horrificness of Epstein and everything related to Epstein. Let's see if there's anything oh, what do you think? Oops. Oh no, my my mouse has quit. 45 days of training. After the 45th, non-compassionate narcissist. Okay, let's see. New comments. Hey, Jackie. Yes, I agree. The most scandalous administration ever. Let's see if I have any charger nearby. That's okay. We can exist without a working mouse. What do I see happening to 45 this week? Let's see. Oh my goodness. Okay. So we're already into a Tuesday here. A lot of ranting and raving and threatening about Greenland. Let's see. Trying to scare us, trying to make us really frightened, as if they have the right to take over the states. They don't. I'm telling you, they don't. I'll ask about health. I know, is it Denise Knight who does that a lot? He is, the orange one is on a lot of, it's like he's on a huge cocktail of stimulants right now. And um, the opposite, tranquilizers. He seems to be like big puffed up, like blowing up a balloon as big as you can. And you know, a need for self-importance, a need to shock, a need to assert his weight, a need to feel like the leader of the world, and everything is his. I can take whatever I want. And in the meantime, what's going on, the consequence of that is more and more of his backers are pulling out, pulling away, like people not wanting to be involved in, you know, the oil backers not wanting to be involved in Venezuela, not wanting to touch Greenland. And behind the scenes, the money, the coffers, that's a great word, of the GOP, of Trump are emptying. Like people are pulling away their money. They don't want to be in any part of this because they wonder what the future is going to bring. And the future doesn't look good for this. You know, a lot of business people, they have international connections and they're dealing with other countries and they don't want this. This is not popular, his stance. And nobody seems to be like pulling him back. And it seems like in 2016, you know, that realm, people did hold him back. But nobody's holding him back right now. That's the problem. That's why he's losing support behind the scenes. So look for him next week to be losing a lot, losing court cases, of course, losing his temper, but losing support. And you know, oh yeah, they're showing me, you know, balloons. You can blow them up real big, but then what happens? They sputter out, right? Especially if, you know, they got a hole in them. Yeah, Linda, I agree. January almost over, fast but eventful. I I just want everybody to like my guide said, to find some protection, to protect themselves from the fallout, because it's um there can be damage, right? Here, I'll put your comment up here. D meow crazy. Imagine you're another cat lover, um, like me. The ragamuffin Maffa is the spirit of the Antichrist flowing through them all, figuratively or literally. MAGA is the opposite of Jesus, against everything he stood for. Therefore, anti-Jesus, antichrist. Yep, I can't disagree with you there. Um, um, and then the reggae sorry, the reggae muffin says only a week and a half left in January. What could possibly happen in 11 days, right? PTSD. Yeah, walk off stress and protect yourself. Because this is a spiritual attack, it's trying to gun for our souls, basically. Because to have to witness or um, to even be cognizant that such our government could do such horrible things to Americans and also to people from other countries, and especially people who are vulnerable, weak, just innocent. It harms the soul, and that's what they're trying to do. Yeah, Buffy, I saw that. Um, yeah, the healthcare plan, the, whatever that was. Yeah. Linda's saying um, what the oil executive said. Right, flew right over Chiron's head. Refused to hear there. It ain't gonna happen, Danny. Nope, nada. um, yeah, I agree. Reggae, is it Reggae Muffin? The Battle of Good and Evil. It's so clear. I totally agree with that. Sally Clark says he always has a fragment of a plan. Um, I guess this is our karma to just be here at this time, right? But it's how we choose to be during this time. Um, it's our time to decide what side we're on, decide where we're going to put our energies, decide where we're going to put our love. And this is it for us. Yeah, Leslie, we talked about Greenland, and my guide said no, they didn't see that. I could be wrong, but they said no. They're not going to attack Greenland. Um, but I'll ask again. No, there's too many. I guess what guys remind me, but I think I said earlier that there's too many people, who are donors, who Republicans or whatever, who don't want to see that happen. They're just not going to support it. Oh, that's okay, Leslie. Yeah, no worries. Um, Sally says we will not go back. We will make this place better in the end. Yes, 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 yes. I 100% agree. So let's see what else. What will February bring? um, uh, let's see. What will February? Is that something I can even? There's so many things that happen so quickly within just such a short amount of time. I'll ask nonetheless. Yeah. Whoops. The good will win. But I'll still ask about February. Um, oh, it's the guides say that it's February where he has a major health problem in February. They'll try to cover it up, but it's really bad. He's going to disappear, and they don't say it's transitioning in that way. They do say it's something that sets him. Do you know, like, people who've had strokes and then they go through rehab and then they are functional and they seem to be doing really well, but then they have something can happen. They can have a major event, ischemic event, and then there's a lot of neuronal damage, and they're all of a sudden, like, half of their face is paralyzed, or they can't, they have to be in a wheelchair, something like that. He does have the best doctors in the world. There's a hospital at the White House, and he has Walter Reed. Here, I'll put Linda's comment. This is bad and for him. And so what happens because of that? I mean, February is not just one event, one day. This plays out through, like, from mid-February, they say. And it causes a lot of division in the Republican Party, and I mean in the administration. Like, they're vying for power, and obviously, Vance is like hungry to kind of step up and become president, but he's being pushed back by people like Miller. It's like Five of Wands, that tarot card in the background, and Susie Lyle is trying to contain it. And we could see maybe this is when the Democrats take control of the Congress, and everything just pivots, like changes on a dime. Things just change, and the Democrats take power. Well, we'll see. We'll see if that happens, but that's what the guides showed me. So it's just so hard to watch this show. Yeah, Leslie, we'll see. What is the State of the Union, CJ? Lyndon's saying Dr. Frankenstein must be his doctor now. It's a lie. If I agree with you, that is so funny. When is the State of the Union? Does anybody know? Is it February the 24th? Okay. Hey, Clarence. I'm asking my guides. If I go quiet, it's rude. I should say, I'm going to ask my guides now. I'm going to go quiet for a minute. I see it either getting delayed or there not being a State of the Union address. It's crazy. Wow. Yeah, he may not be able to give it. Do you guys know if other psychics see something similar? I really don't watch other psychics, to tell you the truth. Maybe occasionally I'll watch one, but I kind of just want to have my own clarity or vision. I don't know what other people are saying. Oh, I forgot. I printed this out, you guys. Um, okay. I think it was last week I had to call it Krakatoa, and I knew that was wrong. But there is this prediction in Russia regarding earthquakes that happen in Kamchatka. Uh, I think it's like northern, far, far northern Russia. There's Navy ports there, but it's pretty rural and isolated. So last year they had like the worst ever earthquake that's ever been recorded. And somebody came out with this prediction that it's just like a thing that people have observed. So earthquakes in Kamchatka, and that's Kamchatka, if anybody wants to Google it, seem to precede Russian leaders dying. So 1923, earthquake in Kamchatka. 1924, Lenin died. 1952, earthquake in Kamchatka. 1953, Stalin died. 2006, earthquake in Kamchatka. 2007, Yeltsin died. 2025, earthquake in Kamchatka. Who's the next leader to go? It would be Putin, right? So just interesting. I found that really fascinating. Is it true? I shouldn't have done that, so I shouldn't wish it on anybody, but um, yeah. So yeah, there you go. Um, and that was remember that was like the huge. It's crazy because there was like some kind of nuclear center there, and then there was a really big volcanic eruption in that area too. So Dr. Meow, Crazy Meow. I think that's a great email name. Um, a sprinkle of uncontrollable flailing movements so they can't possibly reframe him as just resting in deep thought. I didn't catch the other comment. Are you talking about how they're going to try to cover up this? And it seems inevitable. I mean, this is not a healthy man, right? The orange one is, on a decline. He's been on a decline for a while. We all see, his droopy face and the way that he can't walk straight. He has to kind of kick out one leg, and um, yeah, his walking over to the ballroom, or what, the ballroom's not there, but whatever he thinks is there when he's having that very important meeting with the oil companies, and on and on and on, right? It's not getting any better. Oh, Sally, I think oh uh, I think her mother has passed. They're talking about Master Tarot. uh, I think she has made a transition. I think I caught that actually, um, not so long ago. Oh, T-Rump not sleeping in meeting. No, he's not sleeping. He's just being pensive in deep thought, as he tends uh, to do. Oh, wow, Buffy, I didn't know that this visit was happening with Charles and Camilla. What do I see for that? Let's see. Oh my God, I'm going to answer that question, but this is so funny. Um, he's going to need his diaper. Yes, he will. Here, I'll put your question back on. Sorry. Okay. The reason I keep on moving towards the screen is my mouse needs to be recharged. Um, it's not working. Let's see. Fortunately, I have one of those touch screens, which really makes things very convenient. Oh, you're welcome, Sally. Let's see. Oh, I could be wrong here, but what they're showing me is that It may not be with the orange one because he may not be around. Um, that's what all they're going to tell me about that. Um, let's see. Okay, so um, there are calls at Davos for boycotting World Cup. Will FIFA lose money going along with it? Oh God, what a mess that is. Um, there will be major boycotts, and yes, they will lose money. They will rue the day that they made an alliance with the Orange One. Rue the day. It'll be a disaster. Yeah, it's not gonna be the moneymaker it usually is. It's unfortunate for them, but that's the consequence. Um, it's already 4 my time. Let's see what the guides want to say before I go and we stop today's show. Oh, that rhymed. Um, they just want to tell you that it's going to completely turn around everything. And even though the economy, we're frightened about that, that's going to turn around. Our standing in the world is going to turn around. Our democracy will stand strong, and there will be a democratic precedent. Democratic, the Democrats will take control. Beyond that, the oligarchs will fall. It's like the tower, Bitcoin will fall because you can't stop the rising of Aquarius, like you can't stop the rising of the sun and the setting of the moon. Um, that's what they have to say. And as always, stay in the light. Always. Okay, you guys. And as always, thank you for joining me. I love you guys. I love when we connect. Thank you so much. I'm going to end the stream, and you can watch me on the replay, and I will see you next week, okay? You be well. Bye-bye.